The salty air stung my face, the sun a burning ember sinking into the waves. This was it. 100 days, alone, just me, my rudimentary wooden tools, and the unforgiving wilderness of this Minecraft world. Fear, raw and potent, clawed at me, but beneath it pulsed a thrill of reckless adventure. I always dreamed of escaping the mundane, of facing a challenge that tested my limits. This was my Everest, my ultimate test of self-reliance. The first night was brutal, a symphony of unfamiliar sounds punctuated by the eerie glow of creepers in the distance. I huddled in a pathetically small dirt hut, the wind howling like a banshee outside, praying the dawn would break. It did, and with it came a grudging resolve. I would survive. The early days were a blur of chopping trees, mining stone, and battling the relentless hunger. Each sunrise brought new challenges. A sudden rainstorm that flooded my meager shelter, a close encounter with a surprisingly aggressive spider, but I learned. I adapted. I discovered the rhythm of the wilderness, the ebb and flow of daylight and darkness, the subtle cues of the environment. My little house grew, expanding from a single room to a sturdy, if somewhat haphazard, structure. The simple act of building something substantial, something lasting, gave me a sense of purpose, a grounding in the face of overwhelming isolation. The nights still held their terrors, but they were less terrifying now. My focus shifted from mere survival to sustenance. A small, carefully tended wheat field provided a reliable source of food, and a rudimentary farm helped to supplement it. I planted carrots and potatoes, watched with pride as my crops grew. This was a crucial turning point. The transition from desperate scrabbling for existence to a more mindful engagement with the world. The landscape itself began to feel less threatening and more like a partner in my endeavor, a provider of resources and challenges. I began to appreciate the beauty of the sunsets, the quiet majesty of the forests. I was starting to thrive. My home became a testament to my resilience. It grew, expanding to accommodate my increasingly sophisticated needs. I built a larger farm, a smeltery for ores, and even a small enchanting table. The simple pleasures became profound. The warmth of a roaring fire on a cold night. The satisfying clink of newly mined iron ore. The feeling of accomplishment that came with every new structure. I was no longer just surviving. I was flourishing. I had a haven, a sanctuary from the wildness that surrounded me. The depths beckoned. I ventured into the mines, initially with trepidation, but gradually with increasing confidence. The darkness held both danger and reward. Valuable ores, the thrill of exploration, and the occasional terrifying encounter with a cave spider. The darkness had its own rhythm, its own beauty, its own secrets to reveal. I learned to navigate its labyrinth in tunnels, to anticipate its lurking dangers, to appreciate its hidden treasures. Each level delved brought increased knowledge, richer materials, and improved equipment. The crafting became an obsession. I transformed raw materials into tools, weapons, armor, extensions of my own will and resilience. The rhythmic clang of the hammer on the anvil became a meditative soundtrack to my existence. I created not just necessities, but also works of art. Intricately designed tools, shining armor, beautifully crafted weapons. It was a reflection of my growth, my evolution from a survivalist to a craftsman. I was building a life in this digital wilderness, one carefully crafted object at a time. My solitary existence began to change. I established a small village. A series of interconnected structures designed to ease life in the wilderness. Not just a home, but a miniature civilization. It was a comforting presence against the wilderness. This act of building a community, even a small one, filled a deep-seated human need for connection and purpose, a desire to share the fruits of my labor and create something greater than myself. The landscape, once a menacing wilderness, had become my garden. My efforts had transformed a harsh environment into a thriving ecosystem. The animals I had tamed grazed peacefully in my fields, the crops flourished, and the village itself shone as a beacon in the surrounding wilderness. I had not only survived, but I had created a sanctuary. I felt a surge of pride, of satisfaction so deep it brought tears to my eyes. 100 days. It had been a journey of grit, resilience, and unexpected beauty. The initial fear had been replaced by a profound sense of accomplishment, a quiet confidence born from overcoming adversity. I had stared into the face of the unknown and had not only survived but had thrived, forging a life, a haven, and a legacy in this digital world. This wasn't just a game anymore, it was a testament to the human spirit's enduring capacity for adaptation, resilience, and creation. The sign stood as a simple marker, a testament to my journey. It signified not just the passage of time, but the transformation I had undergone. I had come seeking a challenge, a test of my limits, and I had found something far greater, a deep connection with myself, with nature, and with the enduring power of human creativity. The sun set, casting long shadows across my completed work. I knew the journey wouldn't end here, but it was a beautiful beginning.